Welcome back to the Neshoba Valley Chamber Business Buzz. My name is Melissa Federhoff. I'm the president and CEO of the Neshoba Valley Chamber, and I'm super excited. Today I am here with Ann from Ekaru, and we are going to be talking about fun stuff. Cybersecurity, AI, compliance, all super overwhelming topics for somebody like myself, but we're going to break it down a little bit. And you're going to share a little bit about cybersecurity in 2026, AI impacting the workplace, and all kinds of fun stuff. So, Ann, let's start with the big picture. Tell us a little bit about you and about Ekaru and where it all began.
I'm the founder and president of Ekaru. We started over 20 years ago. Time flies. It's been a really long time. So we do IT and cybersecurity, working with local small businesses. So these are the businesses that wouldn't have an in-house IT department, or maybe they have one person who's kind of good with computers, but they don't know a lot about network security or Wi-Fi efficiency or regulations and things like that. So we either supplement the in-house team or we just become the IT team for them. We've always been security first, so that's been kind of our mission. A lot of people read the big headlines about cyber incidents, and these companies, they've got deep pockets. They just bounce right back. MGM, they're going to bounce right back. Mm-hmm. But a small business can be completely wiped out.
Yeah.
And that's something we really want to make sure that local small businesses know what they need to know to be able to have a reasonable strategy that's affordable to help defend against cyber risk and keep all their tech running so they can be competitive.
Mm-hmm. Very important. Over 20 years, a lot has changed.
Yes.
With computers.
A lot.
And being prepared and protected over those 20 years.
Yeah, so when we started out, those were the days of people were just getting high-speed internet. So that was kind of a big thing for us. We had partnered with Comcast for a while, just letting folks know, hey, you can get a fast connection now. And there's some things that you want to do in the network to make sure you can take advantage of that. And so much has changed, and it seems like it changes faster and faster too. So, and we're going to talk a little bit about AI, and the cybercrime is is the equivalent of the third largest economy in the world.
Wow. So
behind the U.S. and China, if you add up all the damage caused by cybercrime, it's the third largest economy.
Wow.
So that's what we're up against.
That is, and you always hear people saying, if the cybercrime folks could just use their powers to do good, it would just be an amazing world.
Yeah, cancer would be cured.
Yeah.
No doubt about it.
Oh, so frustrating.
Yeah.
So let's talk about AI in the workplace. AI is everywhere now. How can small businesses realistically benefit from it?
I think a great way to get started in AI, so first of all, it is everywhere. And it's here. It's not a bubble. It's not going to go away. It is something that's really going to transform work in so many different ways. And I think that we've done a couple of workshops at Ekaru, and what I advise people to do is just get started. Do something, ChatGPT, Copilot, maybe start with a little bit of writing. Figure out a way you can use it to help with something that you do. Like I'll have ChatGPT open all day. Just, hey, can you help me rephrase this sentence? And I would ask people, don't ask ChatGPT to write long documents for you because they don't come out sounding very authentic. But helping, fix this sentence. Can you make this a little bit shorter? I'm thinking about these 3 items. Can you think of a 4th? Like that kind of interactive approach it's kind of like having a writing coach with you, which is kind of neat. And, we're really big believers. We've done a couple of workshops, AI for Main Street. And the point of that is now is not the time to sit on the sidelines. And we want to make sure small businesses get in the game and figure out if there's a repetitive task in your organization, maybe that's a way you could apply AI. If you're doing the same thing over and over again, you might be able to do it a little bit better with some automation.
I was a little nervous at first, as many people are, but I have my chat GPT
Yeah.
open all the time. And it's just a great way, I've been doing this for a long time. And, there's only so many ways that you can invite somebody to come to an event,
Yeah.
that sounds
Yeah.
exciting. And
Yeah.
so it's like, zhuzh this up. And
Yeah.
it does. It's like,
That's perfect.
and it's like, this is what I want to say, but make it sound,
Yeah.
or you can, there's so many things
Yeah.
that you could do with it. I highly encourage folks to dip their toe into it, and because it's not going away.
Yeah, absolutely not going away. And I think it's not just this, certainly is not something or a topic that only big tech should benefit from. There's a lot of big money flowing around.
Mm-hmm.
Small businesses should benefit from it too.
Yeah, wonderful. So talking about cybersecurity compliance, you've said that it's coming. What do you mean by that?
Regulation around cybersecurity is going to have more and more of an impact on us. So as more damages are caused by cyber incidents, people can be harmed if they lose money, their identity is stolen, lots of different ways that people can be impacted. And what's interesting is the Massachusetts data security law has been in effect for 15 years.
Really?
And way back when, in 2010, they came out March of 2010, so almost 16 years.
Wow.
Basic requirements, and I think it was actually very well written because it says things like you must have strong passwords, store your passwords in a reasonable way. No post-it under the keyboard. Don't use the same password everywhere. Never send protected information via unencrypted networks. So just emailing a credit card number is really bad because it's kind of like mailing a postcard. Anyone can intercept it in the path. And then one of the things, the 8th principle that they have included in there from the technology side is ongoing cybersecurity awareness training. So that's something that we do with all of our clients. We have a platform where they can log in. It's gamified. But the idea is everybody on the team needs to understand what the threat is, because you'll get the super diligent employee who's going to say, okay, I'm going to work extra, I'm going to be fast. We got a call from a business where somebody had received a negative rating from the Better Business Bureau and figured, I'm proud of my company. I want to address this right away. It was a phishing email, and it launched a full-blown cyber incident. And so now the government's kind of getting involved, like, we got to do something about this. So Mass Data Security Law, Massachusetts was kind of ahead of the game. A lot of other states have followed. And a lot of folks we talk to is like, well, where are the cyber enforcers, right? Well, there was a property management company in the Boston area that was fined $795,000 after they had a cyber incident, and the state determined that they didn't really follow proper procedures to protect Massachusetts residents. So there are real ramifications.
Yeah.
The other piece that's really big is CMMC. So that's coming. That stands for Cybersecurity Maturity Model Certification.
Okay.
So any small business, so the 10-person machine shop, if they're doing some business, maybe they're a subcontractor of a subcontractor, many levels deep from Raytheon or another prime contractor. If they're doing any work that's for the Department of Defense, they're going to have to certify that they follow these guidelines. Because you read about stories where suddenly schematics for a U.S. fighter jet are in China. And everybody in that supply chain needs to keep the data secure. The machine shop might be making a little tiny widget that's part of this much greater thing, but that could be like the piece of the puzzle. So now small businesses are getting letters saying, hey, you need to comply with this or we can't work with you. So it's a giant risk to revenue for small organizations. And then all of the cyber hygiene principles are the same. Yeah. Strong passwords, unique passwords, controlled access. So, imagine in a company, any company, right? Everybody doesn't see the HR information, right? HR department sees that. And same thing in defense, who needs to see the schematics, who needs to know the details about that you segregate that from the rest of the network. And then also follow the proper cyber hygiene things. We're actually going through an audit ourselves so to demonstrate and showcase that we actually do what we tell other people to do. We're doing the GTIA, that's the Global Technology Industry Association cybersecurity trust mark.
Wow.
And it's gathered evidence for, I think it was 157 items that they wanted to see.
Oh my goodness.
That all of our systems at Ekaru have endpoint detect and respond on them, and the configuration is proper, and it's line item by line. It took months. Very similar to what folks are going to go through for CMMC that applies to the defense industrial base. HIPAA has regulations around technology relating to protecting information. Then the other thing that's happening to a lot of businesses is, they've got realized, okay, we got to get cyber insurance, and then they go up for renewal and like, we're not renewing you, or we'll renew you, but we want to see evidence. Mm-hmm. So it's not quite it's not a regulation in that sense, but a lot of folks get declined. There are things you can do like 90 days in advance, like we advise people, and we can set up an insurance review with them, but there's nothing you can do like with no time left.
Right.
So all of these things are coming together. I think folks are saying, okay, this is a really big problem, and we have to always remember that there's criminals on the other side, right? Mm-hmm. And you can be a victim of a crime, but there are a lot of things you can do to safeguard information. And all of us in business have, if anybody sends in a check for mass data security law, that's first an initial or last name, and an account number, a routing number, that's protected information. In HIPAA, any healthcare information. Mm-hmm. In the defense industry, anything relating to what's known as controlled unclassified information. Then there's classified information too, but generally what the contractors get is CUI, controlled unclassified information. So it's sort of, as cyber crime becomes a bigger and bigger problem, folks need to put defenses in place. And now you see a government or different organization saying, okay, we need you to actually show us that you're doing what you should be doing. And that can be daunting, but step by step, you get it done.
And so if a business is looking to hire you as part of their team to help with their computers, their IT and whatnot, these are things that you will help them with.
Yeah, so we help in an advisory way. So we will come in, and defending against cybercrime is really risk management. And different businesses are going to have different tolerances for risk. And same would go for what level of insurance. You have a high deductible, low deductible, your premium is higher if you have a low deductible, same kind of thing. So we want to educate folks. This is everything that we would recommend that you do that's reasonable for a business your size. Okay? Maybe we just get started. Let's do cybersecurity awareness training. Mm-hmm. Just do something. Don't get scared, get frozen, and do nothing. Right. You could start with that. So we try to help people understand, there's an on-ramp. Okay, let's tackle this. In this day and age, pretty much everybody we work with has to do what's known as endpoint detect and respond. Mm-hmm. So the old version was antivirus. The criminals figured out how to get around that. Now we're looking for, like on your computer, if there's something happening, we look for signals that are going on. And that's all, by the way, that's all done with AI. Looking at thousands of lines in logs and saying, well, if this happens and that happens and this happens, you have a compromise. Ah. And the other one, Microsoft 365 or Google security. If you ask somebody, how would you know? Like, how would you know if somebody's in your email account right now?
Right.
The thing that you can look for, though, is where did the login come from? So there's a lot of things that you can do, and it's all done with AI machine learning. Yeah. And so we advise put that, and it's a couple of dollars a mailbox a month. It's not a really big ticket item, but you start thinking about that, like, 90% of threats are coming in through email these days. Okay, I want to shore up my email a bit. Mm-hmm. I know I need my endpoint detected, and I need my team to be aware of, here's the 20 different kinds of scams that are out there. If sense of urgency on an email or something, even if your gut just tells you something doesn't look quite right, it's probably a phishing email. So you're sort of piecing together protections against multiple different things. And then incident response of being able to have a plan. Mm-hmm. So if all of your contact information for all of your customers and your employees is all stored on a computer, and now your computer is inaccessible because of a cyber incident, do you have something in a file cabinet about what to do? Mm-hmm. just kind of planning ahead. What would you do if? And yeah.
I was going to talk about, you mentioned you have two workshops coming up.
We do, yeah.
So tell me a little bit about your workshops.
Yeah, so the first one we have, first one we're doing is on Tuesday, January 27th in the morning, electronics recycling.
And I have participated in that many a time. Actually, I have some stuff.
Yeah, and it's good to bring it. The other thing we do is we actually shred the hard drives. So what we do is we can match up, we take down the serial number, and then when everything is shredded, we get a certificate of destruction. And that's the best way, because there's actually reports of people going through dumpsters and finding hard drives from ATMs.
Wow.
Yeah, so shred the hard drive when you're done with it. And then the other workshop we're doing is on Thursday the 29th in the morning. We're going to do it in our office, and then we're also going to record it to make it live. So we're going to have a workshop on creating an AI acceptable use policy.
Oh,
and
very important for businesses to have.
Yeah, because folks are using AI. So let's say they take your entire customer list or protected information, finances, and put that into a ChatGPT. ChatGPT is going to do a great job, but now your information's out there to train the model and potentially accessible by other people. So it doesn't have to be super fancy, but every business should have a discussion with the team, like, hey, these are the tools that we think you can use. Getting on a business edition of ChatGPT versus personal relates to how the data is used on the other end. And then talking about this is the type of data, never put this in here. Imagine a law firm putting in details about a case. Right. So, can you help me write this? And it has all the private information in there. That's a giant security risk.
Huge no-no.
Yes.
So if somebody wants to find out about your workshops, where would they find the information? On your website?
Yeah, on our website, www.ekaru.com. And we typically do a workshop every month. Mm-hmm. And this year we're going to do mix and match and do some in person with breakfast to do some networking and then allow time for Q&A, and then the other ones are online.
Excellent. All right. So you've been a chamber member for a few years now, while. What do you think has been a benefit? How has the chamber been a resource or a benefit or helped your business at all?
I think it's great to be able to, you host so many events, and being able to go to an event and meet other people, kind of compare notes. I always meet somebody interesting at an event. There's educational content in there. The other thing that I think is a really big benefit for being part of a chamber is the connection to the local governments and kind of knowing what's happening, or what's new that's coming into town, or what's changing, what are people concerned about. Yeah. So it's that connection that's really important.
Nice. We love that. Yeah. So we're going to switch gears for a second and do a few rapid fire questions.
Okay.
All right. Password manager, yes or absolutely yes?
Absolutely yes.
I couldn't live without it, because you're not supposed to do the stickies under the keyboard.
No, no stickies under the keyboard. And if you actually average person has about 100 passwords. Yeah. And if you actually have 100 strong, 12 characters or more, unique passwords, there's no way anyone could memorize them.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Work from home or in office?
I prefer to work in the office. And our company is hybrid. So we have couple of folks with longer commutes. They enjoy working from home. Pretty much have everybody in Tuesday and Thursday.
Nice.
And but I like coming. I have all my monitors and everything set up the way I want, and then I have no distractions. So I prefer office, and our company is hybrid.
How many monitors?
I work with 3.
Okay, yeah. I have 2, and I feel like I could never go down to 1 again.
Oh yeah, it's impossible. The times I bring my laptop somewhere and I try to work, I'm non-functional.
Right. AI tool that you're most excited about or cautious of?
ChatGPT is my little friend and helper, using that all the time. I think, being cautious of, there's a whole bunch of talk about prompt injection, and folks, don't trust everything you see.
Yes. Yeah. Fair. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Is there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to cover today? So to let our listeners know about Ekaru.
Yeah, we're here to help, and folks don't have to do everything with us. If you have one thing you want to get started with, we're happy to kind of work on a roadmap with folks. And I think don't get overwhelmed. Yeah, there's a lot to digest. AI is moving so fast right now. There are giant cybersecurity implications of it. But just one step at a time, let's have tech benefit small business, not just big tech.
Nice. I like that. I like that. So where can people find you? Let's remind folks how they can get in touch with you. Your website?
Yeah, website. I'm very active on LinkedIn, so I love connecting with people there. Just Ann Westerheim, just my full name on there. We have a company page there. We have a company page on Facebook as well. So if we're going to do an event, we'll list them there as well.
Perfect.
And info@ekaru.com. We'll get an email to a group of people, so we'll see it. And folks are welcome. Anybody's welcome to join our workshops. You don't have to be a client. You don't have to ever be a client. You're welcome to join.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us today. And hopefully folks will give you a call and in the least check out the workshops. I know that I will definitely, and the recycling event. That's a fantastic event that you guys continue to do year over year.
Yeah, we do it about every quarter,
Yeah.
and electronics cannot go in regular trash. There's harmful chemicals in them. They have to be properly recycled. And shred the hard drives.
Yes, absolutely. So thank you for doing that for us. Very special thanks to our producer, AJ from Clear Signal Productions. Thank you all for tuning in, and look forward to you tuning in next time.